Welcome to Happily Ever After, the podcast where we dive into life's big stories. Everything from breakups and breakdowns to buried secrets and triumphant happy endings. It's the stuff that makes us human. I'm your host, Hannah Harvey, author of How to Divorce Sober. I'm a mentor, award-winning blogger, yoga instructor, and in a past life, a fully qualified civil engineer. You can find me at hannahharvey.uk or on Instagram at hannahharveyuk. I absolutely love to hear from you, so please get in touch with your stories, thoughts, or questions. But for now, get cozy, settle in, and let's dive into your next chapter of Happily Ever After. Welcome to Happily Ever After. It's me, Hannah. I come to you live from my kitchen. I kind of have like a big open plan kitchen with my living room behind me, so that's why you can see the books. And yeah, so I'm coming pretty chill today. I've got my coffee and I've stolen Nancy's massive water bottle thing. And yeah, I'm just kind of easing into the day. It's like a gorgeous, gorgeous sunny day today, which is nice because it's been a bit of a stressful week. On Monday, we all woke up and my son Ruben, like half of his face had swollen up. So I was like, it's 6 a.m. and it looks like he's not going to school today. So I took him to the walk-in centre and they weren't quite sure. It was somewhere between either an infection, so they gave him antibiotics, or it could have been a reaction to perhaps the nasal spray that I'd given him. So he also has antihistamines. So yeah, that's always fun, isn't it? When you wake up on Monday morning and you have like a medical situation and people can't go to school and you're like, I really wanted to have my Monday morning. Anyway, he's fine now, and actually the walk-in centre was very quick and I could drop him off at his dad's pretty quickly, and we just got on with the rest of the week. So today, happy Valentine's Day. Today I would like to talk about meditation because my gift to you is something called the Love Notes Reset, which is something over on my Substack membership site. And basically every month I'm going to host a 7-day meditation challenge to help channel a certain energy. Because basically I did a course recently and have had the most profound experience with meditation. I'm like, this is the way forward, guys. If you're not meditating, we've got to get going with this. So I lovingly call this episode 5 reasons you don't want to meditate and why they're bullshit. I'm going to say this in the nicest possible way because they're all things that I have experienced and felt. And yeah, I just think now that I know, I'm like, it has to be shared. This is like the secret to so many things, so many mental blocks that I've had. I just time and time again coming back to these meditation practices are just like absolutely killing it for me, you know. And even on the times when I'm like, I know that I'm not feeling good and I know that I just need to go to bed, that's fine. I'll wake up in the morning and I know that I have these tools in the toolkit so I can get going again. So yeah, just a quickie around one of the experiences I had doing it's like an extension of my yoga teacher training basically, and it was called ceremony and meditation training. So it's like another 42 hours on top of the 200 hours I've already done. And one day we were meditating on loving kindness. So once you've got the basis of meditation down, you can then start exploring other things, which I'm hoping to kind of work with you guys with over the months with the Love Note resets. So we were working with loving kindness. So as you start getting into meditation, You're closing your eyes, you're settling into your body, and then you bring your awareness to a single point. And a really helpful one is breathing. So bring your attention to your breath, and you'll do this for 5 minutes. And then you can start to explore other things. So this is when we introduce this idea of loving kindness. And I'm like, it took me quite a while to actually connect into what loving kindness meant for me. And I kind of came at it from the point of view of how I feel about my kids as a way into kind of feeling what loving kindness feels like. And it ended up like bringing up a memory that I'd kind of quickly already forgotten about around Dan's dog dying. So his dog died just before Christmas. We were absolutely devastated. But the night that he went into hospital, for some reason, Nancy wouldn't settle in her own bed. She knew that Obi wasn't very well and he was going in for a little operation. And normally I'll put her to bed and that's it, like 7 o'clock, see you later kind of thing. But this night she just couldn't settle. She stayed up, she kept getting up. In the end, she ended up having a story with me and Ruben. It's like 9 o'clock at night. She still couldn't settle in her bed. And so she ended up in my bed with me. And I was, I had Obi very much on my mind, and I was properly like praying in bed. Like I literally went to sleep working with Medicine Buddha and saying the mantra over and over again and sending this like loving, healing energy to him. And then sadly in the middle of the night, I messaged Dan and I'm like, how's he doing? And he hadn't made it. So that was really sad. And I spoke to him for a little while and then went back to bed and finally did get to sleep because I hadn't really slept. And then the first thing that happened when I woke up in the morning, it's like, 6 a.m, we're getting ready for school and all that stuff. And Nancy looks at me and the first thing she says is, how's Obi? And I was like, that made me emotional. I was like, he didn't make it. And that what she did was kind of like, I felt like she shouldn't have to do that because she's my kid. But she, she just wrapped me up in her arms and was like, I'm so sorry kind of thing. And so like all of this stuff came rushing back and I'm like, oh, that was loving kindness. And now I can like sit in it and it can be, connected to sadness and connected to all these other emotions. But I just sort of forgotten that, and I wouldn't have experienced that feeling again had it not been for going through meditation. So I'm sorry if that was triggering for anybody, because I know like losing pets, losing people, it's just one of the really, really shit things in life. But I guess the beautiful side of it is experiencing it with our loved ones and feeling held by them as we go through it. So, in terms of meditation and kind of the reasons we don't want to do it, I'll go through them basically and see if they connect, if they relate to you. And let me know afterwards if anything was like, oh, that was the one that really stops me wanting to do it. So I guess number one is I don't know how to meditate. I don't know what I'm doing. And you know what? I think even in having meditated for many years, it's not until I've done this course that I've finally gone, aha, okay, this makes sense to me now and I know how to get into it. So I ran a survey a few weeks ago, which I've just mentioned, and the majority of you guys who answered said that they want to feel, one, they're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, busy, all of that kind of stuff. And two, they want to feel at peace and calm. So that's why, this month's reset is really focusing in on calmness and bringing the mind, bringing the soul, the heart, like realigning everything. And you can do this so quickly. It's literally 10 minutes a day. And the beautiful thing about this and focusing on calmness is that it's actually the first stage of getting into meditation. It's called calm abiding. So this first reset is almost like meditation 101. Like, if anybody's joining, I'm probably going to be like, can you do the reset first? Because it trains you in just learning how to get into your body and to settle and feel calm. And then you can go on to do the other work. So if you don't know how to meditate, that's fine. I've been doing it for absolute years and now I finally know, and I'm going to share it with you. Now, the next thing is maybe you're saying, I don't have time, Hannah. Like, I am fucking busy. I haven't got time to sit and shut my eyes for 10 minutes. Really, though, you don't have time to dedicate a mere 10 minutes to your own mental health and well-being. My challenge to you on this Valentine's Day is find 10 minutes for yourself for the next week. Okay? So you could do it first thing before the kids get up. That's never an option in my house because my kids are like, the minute I step a foot out of my door, one of them is up. But if your kids sleep in, then that could be an option for you. Just 10 minutes while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. Stick me on and do your little meditation. You could do it on your commute to work. Obviously not if you're driving. Don't do that. But if you're on a bus or a train or you're walking. Okay, maybe it's not walking. I don't know. Give it a try and let me know. You could do it before you start working. So if you're working from home or you've got a little quiet space that you can just sit with your eyes shut. You don't need to be laying down. It's 10 minutes. I will often... like literally if I'm about to sit and work here, I'll light my little, what's it called? Incense stick. And I'll do 10-20 minutes of breathing, coming into myself, and then I'll start working. So that's my favorite time to do it because I just need to connect back into what it is that I'm trying to do with the day. Now, you could do it in your lunch break. I've had people call in from work for some of my live meditations, and they've literally found like a little corner in the office with a comfy seat, stuck their headphones on, shut their eyes, and they're like, I'm out for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You can also do it as you're drifting off to sleep, which is one of my favorites. Like, you wouldn't believe how many people tell me that they listen to me as they go to sleep. Oh dear, am I that boring? No, apparently I've got a very soothing voice, so you could do that. But seriously, like, if you can't find 10 minutes for yourself to give this a go, then we need to have a little chat. Give me a ring. So yeah. I also think, and I know it, well, when we were doing the training, Jambo brought this up. He's like, we're here literally to meditate, and yet it takes 10 minutes to get into a position where they can meditate. So we can feel a bit like there needs to be a song and dance around setting up your meditation space. And really, it's probably the best mental health tool there is that has the least barrier to entry, if that makes sense. Like, all you need to be able to do is shut your eyes. Like, even if you're in a busy space, even if you're standing up, even, you know, Jambo was saying he's meditated in the middle of airports before. Like, there is nothing that you really need to do to meditate. So not having enough time because you think, oh, I'm going to need 15-20 minutes before I even start is not the case. Like, just get rid of all of the fluffy stuff. If you want to light a candle, fine, but you're not allowed to use lighting a candle as a reason to not meditate. You don't need anything other than your earbuds, your email from me, which I'll be sending every day, and to be able to shut your eyes or focus on something in front of you. You don't even need to shut your eyes if that feels uncomfortable. Okay? Another reason you might not want to meditate is that your brain is too busy. And I can fully relate to this. Like, I used to hate going to yoga because I was like, all it's doing is making me more aware of what's going on in my head. And I can't switch that off. I definitely have ADHD symptoms or perimenopause or a combination of mental health issues that means that my brain rarely shuts off. I'm always thinking about the next thing that I'm meant to be doing, or worrying about something, or ruminating about something. And I don't think that's something I can change, but what I can do is control it. So, meditation has brought me so much peace that I just did not have before. And what an amazing thing to know that you can do that. When you're feeling overwhelmed, you can calm yourself. When you're not sure what to do next, you can sit and get clarity. When you're feeling triggered, you can bring yourself back into your center and calm yourself and bring yourself peace. And overall, it makes me a nicer person, I'll be honest. It makes me so much more patient when I've given myself 10 minutes, 20 minutes in a day to be calm and to come back to myself. It makes my inner kind of maiden diva go, thank you, that's all I needed, and now I will go and be fabulous. So giving yourself that gift of being quiet, even when you think you have a really busy brain that can't be managed. I challenge you this week to find 10 minutes to learn how to meditate and just see how it goes. Open your mind and go, we'll just see. And then if I'm wrong, then message me at the end of the week. I did every day and I still don't get it. Fine. At least then we've got something to work with, right? Maybe you just need longer to get into it. Anyway, have a go. Your brain isn't too busy, I promise. Another one that is one of my personal favorites is that it's really boring. And basically, babes, this is the inside of your brain, your body, and your soul. So I promise you, nothing could be further from the truth than it's boring. Because once we get to that place of understanding how to get into meditation, that's when the real fun bit can happen, because I just love how once you're calm, you can then connect to all these different energies. It's like shopping. I want to feel this. Go pick it off the shelf. It's amazing. Sometimes I work with goddess energy. That's not fucking boring, I tell you that. Sometimes I work with my own spirit. What am I here for? What would you have me do next? That kind of energy, that's really fun. Like, we came from flipping stars. Why am I here? Talk to me. That's fun. It's not boring. Sometimes I'm working with manifesting, so getting into that calm abiding space and then being like, okay, what can I possibly dream up today? And working with that kind of the future versions of myself to kind of pull me towards it. What do I need to do next to get to that space? That's not boring. Like, it's it's so exciting what we can do using our minds. And yeah, the first bit is you're just sitting and breathing. But once you've mastered that, it's really fun. It's really exciting. You're going to love it. And then number 5 in my list of BS excuses is legit fear, which I get. So perhaps you're scared what you're going to find if you get quiet and go inside. And yeah, this is real scary stuff. And I completely understand it because, like I say, these are basically all the fears I used to have. And the first time I did therapy, I was like, oh God, what am I going to find in there? Like, we've all got these shame stuff and secrets and things that prove we're a terrible person. And I counteract all of that with, then, I've spent a lot of time looking at shame, looking at secrets, looking at things that to me are actual proof that I'm a really bad person. And all I know is that on the other side of that is where the real magic is. As long as you can confront this stuff. So I quote Josie in my book, this one here, How to Divorce Sober. Josie Baxter said in one of the podcasts, which I put in the book because I thought it's so true, like, you can go to those places, meaning these are secrets, the shadows. So you can go to those places, but you can still come back out. And I think there's a natural resistance to doing these things, but they always seem so much harder than they actually are. So the first time you do it, you may be like, oh God, that was really gross and uncomfortable and I didn't like it. And it'll take you a few weeks to process. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. So just this morning, I was sat with Nancy. I'm like, I've written out 4 spellings for her to practice because she's struggling with spelling. She's also struggling with wanting to even start spelling now because she knows she feels like she can't do it and that she's not good at it. So what's the point in even trying? So it takes her longer to get started than it does to actually do it. And that's what we're like. That's the whole thing of like, oh, right, okay, I need to get myself into the right position. I'm going to sit over here with a blanket. I need a cup of tea. I need my water. I need to light my incense stick. I need to light a candle. Oh, maybe I need to like put the heating on. And we're just preventing ourselves from going in because there is this legitimate fear that we're going to find something that we don't like in there. And it's going to prove to everybody that we're not good enough. It's going to prove to ourselves we're not good enough. And our world will fall apart. And it's just not the case. Whatever you find in there, you can get help to deal with. So whether you work through it on your own or whether you go and get therapy, I just think it's so important that we do it because once we have started to process these traumas, the triggers, and that's, you're only really able to process the traumas and the triggers if you actually spend time looking at them and, shining a light into those dark places, because beyond the other side, like I say, that's where the magic can really happen. And now that I've got to a point in my therapeutic journey and my meditation journey, I am now actively working with my triggers to try and understand even more, like, what kind of where I might be sabotaging myself and why. Because often in these in certain situations, we might actually be calling in this like shitty situation because it means that it's confirming a belief that we have about ourselves. So that's where I'm kind of taking the meditation practice within a container. So I'd set an alarm, say, for 20 minutes and be like, okay, I'm going to look at this for 20 minutes and then I'm going to come back out and I'm going to do something nice for myself because that was quite hard. So, it's exciting and it's interesting and it's allowing me to stop preventing myself from reaching the goals that I want to reach. It's all interconnected and it's, like I say, far from boring. Yes, it's scary, but all the best things in the world that we ever do are scary. You should have seen me before I did that workshop last week for Sober Girls Society. I was ill. I was feeling so nervous and I don't know, I just didn't know what to expect. And I was putting a lot of pressure on myself that it was going to be perfect. But would I have not wanted to do that? No. It's like a really big thing for me that I've connected with a whole bunch of new people that might find my work and find some hope and some positive things that they can do going forward. And maybe they'll join Love Notes and take part in the reset and all that kind of stuff. But man, was I ill beforehand. That is some scary stuff. Every time you do something new, it's scary. And we learn something new about ourselves. What a gift. So, in conclusion, the 5 things that may put you off meditating that are also probably bullshit are, I don't know how to meditate. Well, I'm going to show you. And this is literally like step 1 of meditation, calm abiding. We're going to nail that and you're going to feel so soothed and calm and returning to peace over that week. Number 2, you don't have time. It's 10 minutes, darling. I'll send it in the morning and then you can do it whenever you want over the course of the day. But please, give yourself the gift of 10 minutes. 3, my brain is too busy. Well, this is the gift of meditation. We're going to learn how to bring the attention back. You just keep bringing it back with love and kindness and compassion. I'm going to teach you. 4, it's really boring. The inside of your brain is not boring. We're not doing this. You're amazing. This is going to be really fun. 5, I'm scared what I'm going to find. Yeah. It's scary, but it's also amazing. And we might find some absolute fucking gems. In fact, I'm pretty sure we will. And then you can go on and explore them, both the triggers and the gems. And this is the first step in manifesting what it is that you want in your life, your goals and your dreams. So, without further ado, if you would like to join the first ever Love Notes reset, you can do that for free. I mean, it's only £8 a month anyway to do my meditations through Love Notes, to join Love Notes. But using this code here, so it's hannahharveyuk.substack.com/Valentines. Okay, so using that code, you will get free access to Love Notes for this month. So I'll say it again, hannahharveyuk.substack.com/Valentines, and you'll get the full 7-day reset email to you every day this week. If you're joining later on in the week, that's absolutely fine. If you can still use that code. In fact, I think I might keep that code up for a long time. So even if you're listening to this in like a few months' time, use that code and you can get access to basically Love Notes for a whole month. And Love Notes includes the monthly 7-day reset that we've been talking about. So this one's about calm abiding. You'll also get access to fortnightly live meditations. The next one is on the 24th of February. And for that, it's only half an hour in total. We all come online onto Zoom, we say hi, I talk you through what we're going to do tonight, and then we meditate for 20 minutes. And it's beautiful, and we talk about it afterwards. And it's just a really nice little community event that we do together. And then finally, you also, through Love Notes, get access to all of the meditations I've ever done. So any of the live meditations get put up there, the resets get put up there, and you can look through, go, oh, I only want to do a 10-minute meditation, or I want to do a 20-minute meditation. And there's different kind of themes on there. So there's like a full moon one to help you when you need to be seen. That's quite a fun one. There's intention setting. There is protection meditation to protect you from other people or yourself, or maybe a situation is playing on your mind and you want to let that go. It's a really nice one to do if you are struggling to sleep. So, you know, if you've had something triggering happen to you during the day, you can sometimes wake up and start ruminating about it. Get my words out. So if you find that that's happened, you could get that meditation up and just be like, right, I'm going to protect myself from that so I can get back to sleep. Beautiful. Okay, so finally, one more time, it's hannahharveyuk.substack.com/Valentines, and that gets you free access to Love Notes for the month so that you can try out the reset. You can join us for the live meditation. I'd love to see you. And get all the library, and just let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. All the details you need are in the show notes, so be sure to check those out. If you're enjoying the podcast, please do hit the subscribe button and leave a review. It really helps more people find the show. And if you know someone who'd love these stories, feel free to share it with them too. As you know, I love hearing from you, so please do reach out on Instagram @HannahHarveyUK or through my website, hannahharvey.uk.